do a video on how I'm doing. This is day 20, and I'm going to be making a salad as well as salad dressing for y'all. And I want to go ahead and show you my setup. So we have the organic shredded carrots here, and we're going to do rainbow kale today. Yummy. And we're going to use pepitas. Who doesn't like a good pepita? We're going to use these dried cranberries today. This product does have the ingredients you see of sugar, sunflower, um, and oil. So that means that this is definitely not the best selection. They do have the unsweetened cranberries organic, and this is just not it. But we are going to use that today. It just sweetens the salad, and I'm going to do that. We have the pink Himalayan salt finally. We're going to add stevia to the salad dressing process. So these two ingredients really go with the dressing. Here's my toppings for my salad. This lemon is going to go in the salad dressing as well. We have tomato, onion, cucumber, pickle, and I have a jalapeno. I think I might put like a quarter of that into the dressing and then slice the rest for my salad. Now these two things here go with my salad dressing, which is extra virgin olive oil. And then this one here is balsamic vinegar. Yay. And last time you guys saw me make this, I had organic vinegar, but I don't always have organic, and I don't let that stop me. So that's my salad dressing wet ingredients. And then, of course, the salt is a dry ingredient. And I already added some salt here. This is the rest of my salad dressing flavor herbs and spices. So there is some salt in here, but I may need more. So the salt's back there ready for us. So we are making a sesame seed papita flaxseed base for our dressing. This is my sesame seed flaxseed pepitas. That is what this is. And the best way to make salad dressing would be, I would say, this Vitamix. But I want to let you guys know, just like I don't have all organic, I also don't have the need to only use the Vitamix. Of course, I use my Vitamix all the time. But today, I want to show you guys, probably for the second time, me using this very basic, cheap blender that I have been using over the years. This is a basic old one. Don't even see the brand. It's not even a branded blender. But we are going to make my salad dressing today with something basic that anybody pretty much has. It's like a $20 blender. And I'm going to make my salad dressing today with that. So like I said, here are my herbs and spices. There's rosemary, fennel, turmeric, curry, black pepper. There's also some salt in here and ginger. And I think what I want to add is some cayenne pepper, but I might be cool because I'm going to put some jalapeno inside of this. Those who are joining me, we are making a salad today. This is me 20 days raw. I'm going to be going for the whole month of August, 30 days. So let's just make this salad dressing. We are going to do a sesame seed, flaxseed papita base for the dressing. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera. First of all, let me say hi to those. This is who you're talking to. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are well. This is Tori here at Constant Motion. Welcome to my channel where I'm going raw for the next 30 days. And I hope you guys are blessed. I hope you guys are well. And I am going to begin making this salad now. Okay, give me a second. Put you right there. Okay, the blender. Where's my camera? Oh, it needs to be turned around. I'm like, why don't you see anything? Okay, so there's that. Okie doke. So we're going to go ahead and put this over here. So here goes the blender cup. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys me adding these delicious herbs and spices to the blender. Fennel, rosemary, turmeric, salt, pepper, curry. There's some thyme or thyme, however that's pronounced. There's a few other ingredients, ginger, and I think that's it. So I have both curry and turmeric in here. Okay, and so there's my dry. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my mix of sesame seeds, pepitas, as well as um, flax seeds. Okay, go ahead and pour that in there. Okay, I'm only going to pour only so much of my dressing in there, and I'm going to now take this blender and blend it down to a powder. And I'm going to do it a little bit at a time just to make sure. I like to shake my ingredients up like that. We're going to put it on here, blend. Okay, I like to shake it like a maraca because what happens is, you know, it just helps it for me get it all blended. So here we go. We actually have, it looks kind of clumpy, and it actually breaks down into a powder, and that's because of the sesame seeds have a natural oil which makes it a little bit wet in a natural way, oil-based way. And so it's all broken down for the most part. I am going to add more of the base ingredients: sesame seed, pepitas, flaxseed. We are making our own salad dressing, so I'm going to add more because I want it to be, I like a really just deliciously thick dressing. I want to enjoy it. It does come from the all of the seeds, but I think it's actually the pepitas that are giving us that real good moisture. We're going to shake it all up, blend it. Shaking it. Okay, so now that we have that much of it processed, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water to this. Those clumps is just, once again, this is how it can look, because this is all oily. It just breaks apart, crumbling into a nice powder. So I'm going to go ahead and add some filtered water to this. I added, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 ounces of filtered water. And I'm going to further blend this down. We're looking for, first I'm going to shake it, as you can see. We're looking for everything to be blended seamlessly. Okay. I have more ingredients to add to this, as well as more water, but I wanted to go ahead and start there. I'm going to see if I like the way that this is tasting. I do. It's fantastic. I could use some salt. We're going to go ahead and add the balsamic vinegar. Isn't this the cutest little bulb? I could just squish it. I need likes and subscriptions, you know, because I am totally trying to be monetized one of these days. Hey, Celeste. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Okay, so here we go. Pouring this delicious vinegar in here. I like it to be nice and zesty. Very good. Adding some extra virgin olive oil. Delicioso. Yes, it is. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here. That was like 6 do-do-do-do-do's. And then after that, I am going to take this jalapeno. It's going to burn, okay? But it's going to be a good burn. I'm going to cut this much. I'm adding that. And now we're going to also add this pre-cut lemon. Beautiful and delicious in here. And also, we do like our dressing to be sweet. Trying to lay off the calories. Not really the calories, but the sugar. Calories are, this here has plenty of calories. It's not the calories. I'm trying to get away from having, you know, unnecessary sugar. So anyway, we're going to add the stevia. Squirt in there to my heart's desire. And then I will add a little more of my salt Yes, I will. May I get some subscriptions today? Perhaps, maybe, kind of. Hopefully. But anyway, so I have that, and so what I want to do also is grab my onion. This onion, this good old delicious onion, and cut me a nice piece off of this, and just drop that in there, and maybe cut one more little piece. I like onion in my dressing. It's always very delicious, and we'll just drop that in there. And the only thing I'm going to do now at this point is add a little more water to this. I think I'm going to add some organic carrots to this, because I think that'll help. I'm just looking for flavor. This is all, like, you can do what you want to do when you're making these dishes. It's so cool, the freedom that you have and the creativity you get to bring when you're making your own dishes, your own food, your own way. And it's good for you. And I just want to share how I do it. And, you might get inspired and do this and change it up and X, Y, and Z. And that's what it's about. There's so many people I've watched on YouTube that do all kind of stuff, and I get inspired by them. And usually I will get inspired, and next thing I know, I'm adding things that they didn't even add. But that's because it's just, we have creativity. We all do. So we're going to blend this up. I won't be able to add the water till this gets a little bit blended first. Okay, now as you notice, I was taking that thing on a ride, and that's because it needs help, in my opinion. I'm used to using a more powerful blender, and so Vitamix is not being used today. We are using this one. This is an everyday blender. I don't know if you should be rocking yours. I rock mine. You may not need to rock yours. This is so thick. I need to add a little more water. You may not need to rock yours, but I rock mine. I rock mine because I need it to be, I need it to get going. Like, I don't know. It's just, for me, it's common sense to go ahead and rock it for me. It may not be the best thing to do. It might be a dangerous thing to do. So please don't just copy me. This is just what I do. I would read the label of your blender, follow those instructions. But let's finish this now. Okay, there's a piece of this that did not get fully blended for me, so I gotta shake it. Shaking it, and for the most part, I feel like this is done. Let's taste it. This is really tasty. I like this one. I always kind of, twerk it a little different every time. This came out good. I want it to be cold. When you blend and blend and blend, the blender does have a motor, and that does start to make your food warm up. So not like you're cooking it. You still very much so are not having like cooking temperatures. But I like my dressing to be nice and cold. But for right now, I'm going to put the lid back on here because this is done. I'm very pleased with this one. I can't always say those words about my dressing. I can't always say I'm very pleased because sometimes, I'm not. But this one here, I am very pleased with this one right here. This one came out delicious. I mean, I love this one. I'm enjoying it immensely. So I am going to just blend it a little bit more. Let's go ahead and wait one more second. Okay. And that's really it. That's all she wrote on this one right here. We just made our sesame seed, flax seed, and pepita seed, which are pumpkin seed, dressing. This is going to be amazing. I am going to transfer it into a Ziploc and put it in the freezer for at least 15 minutes before I'm ready to eat it. Maybe that'll make it cold. And that's it. I'll let you guys see the transfer of this dressing, and also you'll get to see how thick my dressing is. That's actually pretty cool. Usually I would use a mason jar to store it, but it's actually not the goal right now. Okay, pouring. This is really nice and thick. Woo. Look how, oh, you didn't even get to see it. I messed that up. I mean, you could see it, but you didn't see it like I wanted. This is the consistency right here. It's so good. This is a DIY salad dressing. And, you know, this is something that I could use over probably about 4 to 6 salads. This is how much dressing I go through with 4 to 6 salads. Because this is all natural, raw ingredients. And I'm not thinking about, you know, 2 or 3 tablespoons like the nutrition facts say on a store conventional bought salad dressing. That's not how we do it. Not when you're using seeds and vegetables and herbs. No, we're going to go ahead and have as much as we want and immerse it and have a good time, for sure. And so this is what's left in the pitcher, which I am going to eat off camera. I'm going to take it out and use it for my salad that I'm going to eat. But we're going to now do some salads. We're going to make a delicious, plentiful salad, and I hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy that process. Here we go. We got this container. We are making kale, rainbow kale salad. This is a blend of green, red, and what is that? Tucson kale. Yeah. And here we go. I'm gonna dump this kale in here. Now, one thing about kale that I heard is that you should like massage it with you know, vinegars or dressing, I should say, not just vinegar, but with the desired dressing you should be massaging it. So I have a thick dressing, so I don't really think I'm a candidate for massaging it with the thick dressing. But I think what I can do is we're going to try to save half of this bag. Even though I can totally eat all of this with between these 2 salads, we can take it completely down. But I'm going to hold off so that I can have another salad later. You know what I mean? So this right here is plenty. I haven't had a salad in a couple of days now, so I miss it. I miss my salad so much. So here goes the base. Give me 1 second, please. One second. We're going to be dressing the salad in just a moment. Okay, so we're going to bring on over the vegetables that I need to cut. And we're going to go ahead and start with the carrots, organic carrots. I do want to quickly turn the camera around. This is who's making the food. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tori with Constant Motion, and we are making salads, okay? And they're kale-based salads. I made my own salad dressing today. And enjoy. I'm raw for the next 30 days. And so this is my day 20 out of 30 raw. And I do hope you guys enjoy the program. Okay, there we go. looks good. Okay. Okay, looks good, looks good. All right, so we're gonna make this one, adding the carrots. Or maybe I had it this way. Is that how I had it? Let me turn it this way. Yeah, this is better. Okay, there y'all go. Okay, we're gonna add the carrots. You guys, if you can hit a like and leave a comment, subscribe if you're enjoying what you guys are seeing. I'm going on a raw journey for the next 30 days. This is day 20. So I'm gonna add a little oil on this directly, just like that. I'm gonna add a little of this balsamic vinegar on there, just like that. I'm gonna take the advice of many wonderful, and a little bit of Himalayan salt. I'm going to take the advice of many YouTubers before me that say that you should massage. I'm going to try that. And also I'm going to add just a little stevia, because this is just a little, like right there. That's enough. I'm going to go ahead and try to massage a base flavor. I'm sharing my kale with someone who's never had kale before. So this is going to be, I think, a good step to do to help the kale not be as rigid for their first time. I'm a fan of it being rigid. I've never had a problem with rigid kale. I thought that was a cool part of the kale, but I also, everybody has their own preferences and everything. So I'm going to just do the massage thing. And it is feeling pretty good. I put you guys on a quick hold so I can double wash my hands. I don't want to sit here and not do that and start massaging somebody's food. That's disgusting. So I went to wash my hands again, and now I'm doing this part for my guests who's going to enjoy this meal. So that one's been massaged nice and well. And I'm going to go ahead and do mine like that too. Because I've never even had my kale massage really. Maybe once. I'm just going to add the same little olive oil on top. Add a little balsamic vinegar. Just a little. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Just a little. And then add just a tiny bit of stevia. Just right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to massage this one in. So I'm assuming that, this should create a really good, refreshing, not so hard on the teeth or whatever the issue might be, because kale is very dense, and it still has the vine, or the stem. It still has the stem, so it's not, you can't massage that. Now some people, when you have the whole leaf, what they do is they take it and they cut it out, like a spine. They cut the spine out. They call the stem the spine. But I obviously am starting from a pre-cut bag, and I'm not able to do that. So like I say, I don't have a problem with it. Hopefully it's received by cameraman, because it's for cameraman. Hopefully it's received so that he can like it. But I know I like it. Usually we eat spring mix together, but this is not spring mix. So anyway, we got that massaged well. Now we're going to go ahead and add the ingredients. We're going to do the carrots. Down the middle. I'm going raw for the entire month of August. I'm at day 20 of 30. Go ahead and like and subscribe to see more of this, and to join me and support me on my journey of being raw. And actually, I was literally thinking, what am I going to do after my 30 days, which are approaching so quickly, as far as being raw? And I personally have considered continuing, because it's not that, it feels good. It's like, what am I going to start doing? I think the only thing that I might incorporate are sweet potatoes that are going to be baked in the oven, and I'm not going to add any direct fats outside of the fats I'm already using, which is derived from the natural, avocado or seeds or nuts. And then also, obviously, I do use extra virgin olive oil in my salad, so that's also a part of my diet right now. So outside of that, like, I don't want to really use butter at the moment. I know that I considered using ghee before in the past, which is clarified butter. And so the difference between that is still dairy derived, obviously, but they do strip it of the casein, and so it's supposed to not be as bad for the system because of how they remove the casein. I'm not a professional on exactly what the ghee is all about, but I probably won't even allow myself to have ghee. I like ghee. Ghee is good. I remember using it a lot before in the past, but I'm going to just stick to small amounts of olive oil. Um, and I might even try putting my DIY sesame seed salad dressing on my sweet potato. That might taste good, you know. And I'm not really in a hurry to like expand my food choices too much. I really am not. I'm enjoying going raw. I'm enjoying being raw. I'm enjoying the effort that it takes to be raw because this is what it takes to take care of yourself, you know? We've gotten so used to just going down the street, getting in the line and paying astronomical prices, mind you, for food that's not even good for you. I've gotten used to that after a while, you know. I do a lot of traveling and moving for work, and that takes me down a road of convenience, you know, making decisions out of convenience. And you know, I recently was out of town for work, and guess what, I made decisions that were raw, you know, in nature, and I was able to stay on track. I brought my salad dressing with me on the road. I was able to take care of my needs. It was very, very doable. I had a cooler and I brought my salad dressing with me. It was all good. So we're just going to put these onions on here. Oh, I love me some purple onions, red onions, however you guys call them. They're very loved. And so we're going to go ahead and cut up the cucumber now. Cameraman peeled this cucumber for me. So grateful for that. We're going to cut them up. And pretty much, you know, like I said, I haven't had a salad for a few days, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm so excited. So I had a journey storyline that my channel is pretty much um, wrapped around, and that's basically that I started at my highest weight. I think that was 2020 or 2021. Um, on the beginning of this channel, I do videos explaining how I went from 433 to 100 pounds down. So that'll take me to 333. And I did that in 6 months. Okay. And the lowest weight that I got to after my 6 month period wasn't 333, but I actually went all the way down to 299. And I did that after several more months because I just kept on going, but I slowed it down. So the only reason why I lost that 100 pounds in 6 months is because I was going super, super, super hard. The first 3 months, I was low carbing. I lost 50 pounds straight out that first 3 months. The next 3 months, I did the starch solution. The starch solution, if you've never heard of Dr. McDougall, rest in peace. But he basically has a very, very popular way of eating that is called the starch solution. And you pretty much are eating potatoes around the clock. And really, you should be eating what they call 50-50 plates if you're looking for weight loss. And that basically means potatoes and like broccoli, potatoes and salad. You're not eating any fat on that particular diet plan. And you are allowed condiments. So he says you can have ketchup and you can have, you know, vinegar and, you know, like certain toppings like that. There was this one dressing that I got introduced to by one of the Starch Solution channels out there, and it was called Reduction dressing, I guess it's called. And it's basically balsamic vinegar that's been cooked and cooked down to a syrupy texture. And that's basically what I began to use. And I almost bought some of that like recently in the store. Only reason why I didn't is because I'm like, you know, I really don't think I need to go that route right now. That's a little more on the process side, even though I have date syrup. But it's really good. So in the next 3 months, I did starch solution, and it wasn't doing as well as low carb. So for the first month, I lost 10 pounds. Month two, I lost another 10 pounds. So that's only a total of 70 pounds when I combine, you know, months 1 through 3, and then these additional 2 months on this different diet. So I have to lose 30 pounds in month 3. And I make this realization about 2 weeks in while I'm still in month 2. At that point, I begin to pivot my strategy. My strategy changed because I realized I'm only going to lose 10 more pounds at this rate. So I began fasting. I began fasting for, 3 days, 4 days, 7 days. You'll see videos where I'm going into what I did in the area of exactly the fasting that I did. And I really didn't even do water fasting. The fasting that I was doing wasn't even water fasting. It was fasting that allowed me to drink, remember those Armor coconut based waters? I drank those, and it wasn't even the sugar free ones. I allowed myself to have the ones that had the sugar as well as the light ones, and I wasn't restrictive like that. And I also had coconut water. I maybe even had Gatorade at a point. I allowed myself to have whatever fluid that was clear like that. I didn't have any. The most I had that was probably, kind of on the cream side of fluids was my coffee. I'm pretty sure I had a coffee that had some kind of cream base cream in it, and it may have even been almond milk cream or a because I used to buy this one almond milk cream, but it might have not been. I don't know, and I really wasn't focused on that. I allowed that to be a part of my day, and after that, I focused on fasting. Nothing solid was going into my mouth. And I did that for the next, it was probably 6 weeks because I was just like using common sense. I'm like, I know I lost 10 pounds in the first month, and I'm like almost midway through the second month, and I can see the scale showing me the same kind of progression. I'm like, I'm only going to lose 10 more pounds at this rate. So I'm like, I got to make a choice about how to make this my goal. And so that's why I started fasting, because the starch solution alone did not help me fully with the whole goal. It helped me, it assisted me with at least 30 pounds. But fasting was allowing me to lose that extra 20. I fasted until I knew I would hit my goal. I fasted until the goal had no choice but to hit. Okay? I fasted until there was no other option but to hit the goal. I fasted with a pivot perspective. So right now, I'm not doing that kind of journey. I'm not fasting. I do plan on fasting, but right now I'm not eating thinking, okay, I'm going to lose 20 pounds on this day, 30 pounds on that day. I'm not, that's not my perspective. I am totally thinking about overall health right now. I am not thinking about weight loss goals because I know if it takes 3 years of my body figuring it out, I'm going to balance out at the weight I need to be. But in the meantime, I'm giving myself the very best ingredients that I can afford and giving myself a renewal of health. And that's about all I can ask for. You know, I'm not worried about, my motivation is making these lifestyle changes. My motivation is accepting that this is what it takes to do this and to do it. And so that's where I'm at. This is not going to be very weight loss kind of hitting. This is eat better for your life. Eat better so that you feel better. This is just making good choices regularly. That's what this is about. I will begin fasting, and I will begin exercising more regularly. I have been walking more. My job requires for me to walk more, so that's the only walking I've been doing is work-related walking. Um, but I want to walk outside of work. I have not started my regimen that is poignant and strictly because I need to work out. I have not began that yet, but I know that I've been more active for about, I don't know, the last week and a half or so due to employment change. And so that's always good. That's always good, to be active. But I know that for me, I need to start working out, and I know that I need to start doing some more fasting because I love the feeling of like renewal. There's just something about it that I like that. I like feeling good. I like feeling strong. I like feeling like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's like just I want to get off on that positive feeling right there. That's very my style of life. And so here we go. This is the salad is complete with all the raw ingredients that we are going to be using. All we need to do now on these salads, this is my salad. This is cameraman salad. He does not like the exact same ingredients that I have, and this is why they're not the exact same. But here we go. Can you see both? So yeah, these are the salads, you guys. I'm very excited to now put the last touch of Our ingredients on here, these are not what anybody would consider raw. And there is sugar in these cranberries. And yes, they are very much a part of my journey. And so there's a current debate going on right now. I noticed between, I don't know her name and I don't know his name. I think his name is Ron. I think she goes by Banana something, but it's not the Banana Girl, so it's not her. But there's just these two people online that have vegan based channels. And there was an interview done. And in the interview, this young lady decides to confront the guy and tell him, hey, you know, you say you're raw vegan, but you're really not. And I talked about this in my video yesterday, but I'll just briefly go over it. And and basically, she just kind of called him out. And I didn't really, I guess I get it that she's saying, well, you're eating cooked food, so this is why you're not. Pretty much in a nutshell, that was her point. However, he had a follow-up video because I never actually watched the whole video that he put together or that they put together. I just saw the clips of like the highlights, I guess. But so I don't know every single thing that was said, but I do know that I saw some of his response where he's explaining how some people go into the raw lifestyle and they will protest or proclaim you're not raw if you aren't eating it off from the tree, or you're not actually eating it in a whole state, like, so no smoothies, no frozen fruit, just you got to have that stuff from the tree and in your mouth. There's this one guy who I was watching. He's this one African American brother, and that's how he eats. He believes it needs to come off the tree into your mouth, and that's it. Or you buy it already from the store and it's in its whole state, and then you eat it from there. He believes that that's what raw is for him, and I haven't heard him condemn or anybody else for their choice, but that's what he goes by on his channel. And I think he just does fruit too, this person. And so that's cool if that's how he feels. I don't have anything whatsoever. Whatever this person has decided is his conviction. I say more power to you. But, if you have a smoothie, that is a processed thing. And I have plenty of those. And it's processed because it's not in its original state. And many raw people are enjoying themselves a good old smoothie. And that's, to me, it's fine. I'm not here. I don't think it's necessary to condemn the next person who's taking great measures to have good healthy choices. And if they call themselves raw, this is the definition. If you call yourself a fruitarian, they say that's because you eat 75% fruit. That means that 25% of that, this is what I read anyway. So who's the authority, right? But when you're calling yourself a fruitarian, that's because you eat 25% um, regular options and then 75% fruit. Now, depends on how extreme you are or what you think, whatever your thoughts are. But that's what it's, if you go on Google, you'll see that a fruitarian is at least 75% fruit. So we're going to then sprinkle these seeds. This is sesame seed, flax seed, pepitas. We're going to sprinkle that on top. I just want to tell you what I'm doing before I just speak over this. So far we added the cranberries on this. And now we're adding, like I said, sesame seeds, pepitas, flax, and that's it. And I do want to go ahead and finish this one here. Okay. And so basically going back to the storyline, whatever floats your boat. I'm going to add more pepitas. That was not enough. Going back to the storyline of, vegan and all that, everybody has their own. Some people don't eat any seeds on this journey. I need to go and get my names right because it just only makes sense to have a better factual. But if all I have to do is Google it, it's pretty popular what I'm talking about. But some people don't even believe in eating seeds. This one guy, he believes in eating only one meal a day and very low fat. He don't even seem to care about having a fulfilling type of involvement with his meals. He just kind of thrives on being very light and eating very little, and that's cool. If that's what has worked for him and that's where he has found his success, who am I to try to act like there's something wrong with that? That's fine. That's what he has learned is his PowerPoint. That's his strength. And I think that's great. I think we should allow people to find their strength. This is just a little excess turmeric, but we're going to pour dressing in these little bowls here so that we can have our salad dressing. Let me get this here. Okay. We're going to pour our thick homemade sesame seed salad dressing into these bowls. That's one. Okay. Now this one. And my whole point is, if you can be a fruitarian at 75% fruit, 25%, I guess, vegetables, and I'm assuming uncooked food. If you are a raw fruitarian, then I'm thinking that 25% is probably pretty, in the air. As human beings committing to this lifestyle for the rest of your life, you probably are focusing on committing to that goal, but you might have that occasional whatever. And to me, it's normal, to me. And so if you can be 25% um, eating vegetables and 70% fruit, and you can call yourself fruitarian, then why not, eat 75% high raw or all raw, and then have that 25% for like cooked foods as you see it. We shouldn't just kick people out or try to discredit or be prideful or vain or all these different things going on because somebody wants to go ahead and add a little oil on top. Because somebody has a few extra things that you don't have. Because I don't see any person doing raw all the same. So as long as you're not, because there's someone stricter than you, that you might get told you're not doing it right. And so what's going to happen is people are just going to basically see that there's no camaraderie in this healthy world of so-called better eating, and there should be. This is just people that have chosen to include healthy choices in their life. This is just people who have realized that they want to make better choices, and they just happen to eat a lot of raw food, you know. And I don't know, there's people who hide what they're doing behind closed doors. And so what? I think not so what to that, but I mean, why chastise the person who's honest, and you just feel the need to feel, I don't know, better than someone. I'm not sure, but it's not cute. I don't think it's cute. I don't like that. But I understand, you know, sometimes you just want to call out something, I guess. But anyway, I'm pretty much at the end with my salads, you guys. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. I just wanted to go over that current conversation that was going on in the community of raw. That's why I made a video that says I'm raw-ish. Okay, because I know that what I'm doing is completely not just 100% raw. JP, how you doing? That stuff in the back looks like vomit. Well, I guess that's how you feel. After seeing all my vegetables and all of the obviously hard work that maybe you don't do yourself, that's what you can come up with. You're so precious and sweet. It's actually sesame seed. It's also flaxseed and pepitas. Organic. You should try it. So, anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching my show. I really appreciate it so much. And let's be positive. And if you are going to be negative, you're just putting a mirror on yourself and your misery is showing, dear. Have a good day, guys. Take care. Bye.